Alright, so as I was saying, GBP card is likely to drop from this zone. Why? Because this is the third touch. The first touch, the second touch, the third touch. GBP card is likely to drop from this zone. You know, I said something earlier. I said the only thing that could make GBP card to rally to this green line is if it breaks this zone on a monthly candle close. And for the past 4 months, it has been on. It has not been able to break this zone. Since March, it touched it, it reacted, touched it, reacted, touched it again. In May, it reacted. Now it has touched it again in the month of June, as you can see, and it has well reacted from this zone. And we can see that this trend line resistance I've plotted as well is a very strong guide that's backed from the date of 19 from year 1998. First touch, second touch, third touch. Now I can only make a decision on this pair now, but I think I am more confident looking at this guy. I am more confident that GBP card is going to drop to the downside. And why do I say this? I say this because number one, this this resistance is a very strong resistance. One, two, trend line resistance as well is holding. Three, I think there's a Fibonacci here as well. There's a Fib here as well. Can we say that? Fibonacci as well is in confluence with sending the GBP card to the downside. This is a A, B, it has touched C. We're going to have a D here, D1 here, and D2 at this low at 1.19811. Now, all I needed to see for GBP card for the month of June is to see this candlestick close as a bearish engulfing candlestick. Once I'm able to see that, I know for a fact that GBP card is going to drop down to this bar. And this is about from this zone from 1.84 to 1.54. This is about 3,000 pips to the downside. Now, having said that, we have to move down to the weekly time frame to have more confluence. To have more confluence. Now you can see how I am analyzing. Now we'll move down to the weekly time frame. I'm going to delete this line now since it has already. Should I delete it or hold it? Let me leave it. So from the weekly time frame, I check on the weekly time frame. I check for chart patterns as well. You can see chart patterns on the monthly time frame, and you can as well see chart patterns on weekly time frame. The chart pattern we saw on monthly time frame was a triple bottom which sent the market from this zone to this zone. Price moves from zones to zones, zones to zones, zones to zones, zones to zone. It moved from this zone to this zone. When it goes to this zone, it is now at a deciding point as to where it wants to move to. Is it heading higher or is it coming down? But we know for a fact, having gotten all the information that we needed, that we have seen, we've seen that GBP card is likely to move to the downside. I'm not predicting, I'm only reacting to what I'm seeing on the chart. Now, having seen all that on the monthly time frame, we have to move to the weekly time frame. On the weekly time frame as well, we can as well see a chart pattern many times, most times, sometimes. Now on the weekly time frame for GBP card, I think I'm able to see a double top here, this touch, all lying on the monthly resistance, a top here, which equals a double top, and I could see a neckline at this point. Now, why do I know that this is a double top? I know this is a double top because it touched it here for the first time. It went to the downside, came back, touched it here, and then it reacted off of this zone, right? Now, when it reacted last week, which is May 26th to June 2, you can see that it closed at a bearish candlestick. Those of us who know candlesticks, we can, I mean, we you would know the name this one is called. I don't know the name. So we said that this is a double top. I'm only saying what I'm seeing on chart patterns. You can see that this is a first touch, second touch, the neckline. Now what I needed to see is I needed to see on the weekly time frame, I needed to see price come to the downside, close below this line, retest it, and then we have a sweet move to the downside. Now one more thing I'm going to add as a confluence for GBP card to drop is that I think I'm able to see now I am what I am doing now is that I am giving myself precautionary measures as to how I'm going to trade this pair. Now I could see a counter trend line forming like so. Now if this counter trend line should break to the downside retest, you know for a fact that GBP card is dumping to the downside. I'm going to delete this now, and I think you're pretty much done on the GBP card pair. That's it. That is just it. That's just it. That's it. We've analyzed your PP card, and that's pretty much what we've seen. Thank you very much, and peace out.